Good day everyone, so for today, you will be learning how to use Microsoft Excel in making a frequency distribution table. So in this way, it'll be a lot easier for you to visualize your data. Now let's go ahead and go to the Microsoft Excel. So say for example, you took departmental exam and these are your scores. For example, these are the scores that you got in your section on the departmental examination. So first things first, let's just identify how many students took the departmental exam and the results. So let's say 1, 2, 3. Then let's drag this so that we will know how many students have taken the exam. So there are 40. So here the total number is 40. Now for the lower limit is the lowest number, or which means here in the score is 78. Highest number is 103. That's the upper limit. And the range is the difference between the upper limit and the lower limit. So that means 103 minus 78. That equals to 25. The number of classes is how many rows are we using in our frequency distribution table. So that would be determined by finding the square root of the total number of students. So that means square root of 40 is equivalent to, that is 6.32. Maybe it's up to the researcher if you can decide to round it up or round it down. So in this example, we will put it here as 6. So we decide that there will be 6 number of classes. Now for the class width, this is the how many are in the interval. So that means for the class width, how we will be able to find that, we divide the range with the number of classes. So that is 25, you divide it by 6. So that means 4.167. But for the class width, we have to round it up. So even if it's 4.166, we put it into 5. Okay, so now we already have the data that are necessary for us to make our frequency distribution table. So let's just create another table here. So let's say these are the departmental scores. All right. So now we can have the range. So the lowest number is 78. So that will be 78 up until 82 because there will be 5 as the class width. And then, so that will be 83. So 82 plus 5 is going to be 87. Then we will have 88. 87 plus 5 is 92. Then we will have here 93. Then 92 plus 5 is 97. Then we will have here 98. 97 plus 5 is 102. And then 103. And then 102 plus 5 is 107. All right, so we already have here the different classes. Now let's just have to write the upper limit on this part because we will be using this as we create the frequency distribution table. 82, 87, 92, 97, 102, and 107. Now, we already have these data here. Now, the next thing that we will have to do is find the tool in the Microsoft Excel that would automatically compute for the different frequency. So where are we going to find this? Look for this tab on your Microsoft Excel, Data. So it looks like similar on if you're using a Windows. So click Data, and then you should be seeing here Data Analysis tool. If in any case you cannot see it here, you have to look in the tools and look for the add-ins. So if you're using Windows, it's going to be a little different interface, but the idea is still the same. Look for the tools and then add-ins, then analysis toolpack, and then you click OK, and automatically data analysis will show up in this part. All right, so it may be a little different interface, but the concept of finding it will be the same. Just look at the add-ons. Now, once you already selected the data analysis, you just have to click it here and find the histogram. Okay, click the histogram, and then press OK. Now, there are different numbers here that you'll be seeing on the histogram. So if you're just doing it at the first time, it will be blank. How are we going to determine the different input range, bin range, and the output range? These are the three things that you need to take note. All right. For the input range, these are your data, the raw data. That means 103 up until to the lowest number, so that is 78. And the bin range, this is what we were actually writing for the upper range, that is 82 up until to 107. All right. So we have, and the next is the output range. This is the place where you will export, the cell where you will export the data. So I'll select here. Okay. And if in any case you cannot see in the chart output that it's checked, so you make it sure that it should be checked. Once done, you press the OK button. Then voila, you will be able to see the histogram and the frequency distribution table. But it's not done yet because you still have to organize this table. So let me just copy that here. Say for example, this part. So instead of putting it as the bin, I make it departmental exam scores. And then instead of these upper limit numbers, I need to copy these classes and paste it here. And then delete this part. And I already have the frequency distribution table. Now I already know that there are 12 students who got 70 to 82 and so on. So the next thing that you will have to do is to edit the histogram because it's not yet a very good histogram. A histogram is supposed to be no spaces in between each graph. So what you will do, you'll have to go to the chart design, look for the quick layout, and click this one. It doesn't have any spaces in between them. So it becomes there, but it doesn't really look like very good yet. So what you're going to do is you will have to edit it. Maybe we can add a border. So format data series and let us have a black colored border and then just a little adjustment, then looking good for me to have black colored borders. Now instead of just putting it histogram, you can edit the title and then you can put histogram of departmental exam scores. And this, instead of bin, maybe you can write here scores. Okay, looking good for me. Maybe you can enlarge it, make it better. Yeah. Then I think this, if you deem that this part here is looking good, then you can adjust. You can also adjust the font size. All right, depends on your what you need. Okay, so these are the different scores and the different histogram, the histogram that you will be creating using Microsoft Excel. I hope it's going to be easier for you this time in making your frequency distribution table. And this will be very helpful as you will compute also for the different measures of central tendencies and the measures of dispersion.